Good afternoon, South Texas. I'm Roland Rodriguez with the Aransas Pass Alliance, and today I'm here at Con Brown Harbor, and joining me is Mr. Jeff Burkett. He is the Utility Superintendent for the City of Aransas Pass Public Works Department. How you doing, buddy?
Doing pretty good.
Hey, you guys have been busy. You're busy all the time, but we had just finished a project here on Con Brown Harbor that is well overdue. Am I right?
Absolutely.
So talk about the harbor crossing that we had to take care of.
So I don't know if many of you noticed, something is now missing. So in 1979, they started the Bay Harbor subdivision. They actually ran a water and wastewater line across with pier and beam. And it's been something that people have fished on for years.
Right.
Unfortunately, in 2018, we had some issues with it where it started deteriorating, and we actually had a leak. We had to do an emergency repair, which was just a temporary, but it prompted us to really start looking into boring underneath the harbor so that we could kind of get rid of an unsightly mess.
But also, too, it was dangerous.
Absolutely. As it started to deteriorate, people still continued to walk across it. There's fishing lures all trapped up there. I don't know if you can see them, but people love to fish off of it. It was a pastime for a very long time. People would walk out and fish on it. But as that piping started to deteriorate, it became unsafe. When they did the crossing, it was a temporary repair. It was something that was not meant for permanent use, but yet still people went across it. So we looked into ways to get the water across there in a little bit safer manner and have an unsightly project pulled out of the way. So.
So when did we start this project? We had an idea. We did the research and how we could take care of this. When did we actually start working on this project? I know just a couple of months ago.
Yeah, they really started in December. So they started the planning phases last year. I believe the new fiscal year is when they really started pushing in for it. We found the money for it, budgeted into this year's budget, and went ahead and moved full force. We went out and had it bid. We had several people that came out and were very interested in. Bridge Specialists is the ones that decided to do it for us. But it really started in 2018. When it started to fail and we noticed that it wasn't going to be something that we could leave above water permanently, that's when they really started the planning phases to make sure that we have it put in a safe place and remove the old pier and beam system. And
once we started, it started to snowball. This project started moving, and before we know it, here we are. A few months later, it's done.
Yep. Once they got really rolling on it, they had to locate some of the stuff. We had force mains and water lines over on the other side. They had to find good connection points. Same thing on this side. Once they found those, got them exposed, it was all downhill from there.
And now it's gone. What's one of the big reasons we wanted to do this project?
So the biggest reason is to offer the availability for people to get across and actually have a beautiful site. The second biggest reason would be to improve the water quality for Bay Harbor residents. Currently, they actually re-looped and worked on looping in a system that was abandoned. Honestly, nobody really knows when it was, but it was. So we've gotten it all reconnected, and it's going to improve the water quality both for everybody down towards Huff and everybody up Bay Harbor.
So this is a very beneficial project, I would say.
Oh, absolutely.
A lot of wins here.
I count every single one of them as a win.
That's a great thing. And also, too, we mentioned it earlier about safety, because that was becoming very dangerous for those to cross it, and also any boats that come through here.
Absolutely. So pretty much everybody that's grown up here knows that it's there, but if you were to happen to get somebody that's not familiar with the area and they decide to Yahoo their boat through here, clearly someone's going to get a headache.
Yeah, that's a good thing. So again, this project, is funded through the city. We've been working on this forever, and we finally, were able to complete the project. And of course, it's beneficial not only for the folks around here in Con Brown Harbor, but the surrounding communities as well. I mean, the residential areas as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So before we go, what other projects are we working on?
So right now we have 2 sewer projects that are taking place at Oak Lane and McClung Avenue here in town. The Utilities Department has 3 major projects. They've just finished just under 2,000 foot of water line expansion between 9th and 10th. We have a sewer project that's also part of the Oak Lane that's coming up, a TxDOT conflict water line relocation project. So it's booming, man. We also have started a expansion for North Lamont and North Whitney, where they're going to be adding water and wastewater to an area that was previously undeveloped.
All right, Jeff, sounds like you and the city and and everyone else is pretty busy, and we appreciate all the hard work you and your staff and your crew do on a daily basis, and continue to, we support you, and thank you so much for hanging out with me, and thank you for everything you do for the community as well. And thank you guys for watching. We'll see you next time. Be safe, and as always, take care of your neighbor.